Hey folks, I'm doing this introduction in editing because my microphone had an issue, so I lost the audio here in the beginning. This is going to be basically me doing the same thing as I did in the previous video, but on the stock Varg Ex. I did this the day after the previous video was filmed, so it's not quite back to back, but it's as close as possible, more or less. It's the first time I'm back on the Stark after I got it stolen, or somebody stole it rather. I had mine was stolen, so I haven't ridden a Stark for several months. And I only rode it a few times before it got stolen originally. The other thing is that this is the first time I'm going to be riding it with the suspension adjusted appropriately. It got stolen actually just as I got it back from the suspension shop last time, so I never got to ride it with the suspension properly set for my weight. So that's really what's going on here, and I'm intentionally taking kind of the same route as I did on the KTM, just to sort of feel the difference, and I'll be commenting a little bit on what I'm experiencing as we go along here. I'm riding it in 40 horsepower, which is basically half of max power, which is what I was riding it on earlier as well. I suspect I will go a little higher over time, but I want to keep it within reason, just in case of any whiskey throttles. It's been a while now since I had a whiskey throttle of any kind, but still. First time in the dirt with this thing. I've ridden it a little bit on the street, just to make sure like everything seems fine after assembling it. It is kind of sad because it's got to go from being like basically completely pristine and clean to being whatever my dirt bike always looked like. I did finally get my handbrake, so I have installed that. And I've got the brake sensors for the handbrake, or the brake sensor for the handbrake, and then I replaced the one on the front brake because I already broke the sensor. I think I broke it when I was taking on and off the rubber protecting thing that you have over the levers. I do think I'm noticing the suspension being firmer than stock. It's been several months, so, oh dear, so I could be wrong, but I do believe it feels different than when I first got the previous Stark. So Gorman next. Resisting the urge to get on the clutch that doesn't exist and is now a brake when going uphill. So I will say, going up those uphills, that there is still something different feeling. Like even that with my handlebars rolled forward a little bit and the aftermarket pegs that I got. Yeah, my audio cut out there for a few minutes, so I'm going to voice over for just a few seconds here and then we'll be back. Basically, I'm not sure about something is off, even though I had aftermarket pegs to get me more space and everything is adjusted, it still felt a little bit off compared to what I'm used to, even though from a space perspective, it should now be comparable, I'm pretty sure. Having said that, later on, and you'll see that in the video, after getting used to it a little bit, I'm kind of back to normal and it feels fine. So I think I was just not used to it at this particular point. But I'm also not used to it, so we'll see. So even though I definitely have that little I should feather the clutch feeling, I haven't really done it. Similar to when I had the Stark before it got stolen, I had that feeling, and so I had a tendency to slightly move my hand, but I never had an issue of oh shit, I accidentally hard braked and fucked something up. So far it still feels pretty natural to be switching back and forth, to be honest. It's definitely a little weird, but it doesn't feel like it's going to cause a lot of issues. Your mileage may vary, of course. I think a lot of people say that they have more of an issue switching back and forth. I mean, as people say, it is nice to be able to hear the wheels, whether you're spinning or not and so on. Yeah, I'm interested in trying out locking the rear a little bit. So little traction in a place like this, but you can very easily tell almost before you can tell that you're sliding. Okay, onwards to cow. So I definitely feel like the suspension feels better on this bike than my 500. I don't know how much of that is a different suspension type versus differently tuned. Like both of them have gotten set at the suspension shop. Obviously though different things, different suspension. This one is set for a slightly different weight, so it might be closer to it should be closer to my actual weight right now, so that might be part of the difference. It's probably fairly likely. Whoops are dangerous for me because I like them, but you know, it can easily go bad if you go too fast without the right technique. For what it's worth, I've already broken the left rear tail light. It's just hanging and dangling right now. If you're hearing like a little bit of a ka-chunk, that's because it's hitting the plastics. I'll have to tape it once I'm back at the truck. I didn't crash it, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's just when I'm getting on and off that I'm hitting it with my boot. It was already like almost completely loose before I even took it to the dirt, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. I just screw it with my boot. Same thing on my 890. Basically, on the day when I brought it home from the dealer, I already had broken it. Ah, nice cow trail. Good weather. As I was commenting on yesterday's ride, that downhill I just went through. I remember when that was scary. Still being careful on it, because I don't dare go fast, but it's not scary overall anymore. I still have the natural reaction to put my foot forward. Speaking again about switching between, you know, gas bike and this, I still put my foot forward sometimes when I know that it's time to brake. But again, I still seem to do the right thing and actually brake with my hand. It's just that I also put my foot forward, or I feel the urge to and stop myself, which happened at the top of that hill. And this tight turn that I always have trouble with. There we go. I didn't stall it, but you know, it's an electric bike, so it doesn't mean much. Okay, let's try a slow spin turn on this bike, see how that feels. I don't know. Probably gonna get it wrong. Yeah, I'm not used to it. It's like a whole new feel to controlling the throttle with precision. Especially at the low end, because you have like that instant torque, right? Whereas on the 500, at the very low end, when you're doing something like that, it's you have to apply a lot more throttle. It's funny because yesterday I was on my KTM and I was intentionally not filling up the tank because I wanted to use up the fuel, not let it go too old. So I had a slight bit of range anxiety on it, but now I don't, even though I'm ironically on an electric bike, just because it's so obvious how much I have left. But there's no uncertainty around it. That smooth acceleration is really nice. No hesitation, just whatever you do, it does. Or whatever you ask for, it does. That uphill felt better, but I sat on the bottom of it, which I shouldn't have, because I wanted to try it standing all the way. Nice. Feels good. Like I said before, though, the best thing about this is I have no maintenance to do as a result of riding, pretty much. The only exception is like after the first 5 hours, I need to replace the gear oil. That is a very simple thing, though. Doesn't take a lot of time. And then you have to do that every 40 And then you have the suspension. Obviously there's no magical, no maintenance suspension, but that's it. No air filters all the time. No, you know, oil filters and oil changes. That's really awesome. I like to ride. I don't think I will ever like to work on the bike. I'm getting better at it over time, and I'm taking on more and more slowly, but it's something I do because I have to, not because I like working on bikes. Which might make you wonder why I put it together. Like I had a previous video and I ordered this in a crate to assemble it, and yeah, I didn't enjoy doing that. For sure. That was like 6 hours or something of all of being annoyed and mucking around with things. But if I need to replace I wanted to do it anyway, even though I don't like it, because it means I'm more equipped to replace parts and so on going forward. And probably also, like, if something breaks while out there on the trail, I know a little bit more about like what's hooked up to what and stuff like that. Whew. Nice. All right, Gorman in reverse on the way back, as usual. I say reverse, but you know, it's a two-way trail. It's just in my head there's a primary direction and a secondary direction. I think I'm getting more used to the differences in the bike in terms of how to get my body position in uphills relative to that initial impression. But we'll see. I wonder if these handlebars have more of a sweep to them than the ones on the KTM, which is also stock handlebars. I'll have to look into that. It just feels like they're closer to me. I especially appreciate the handbrake for the rear going down on or going on downhills like this. It's just way more easier to keep your body position. Although that got a lot better after I got the advice from I forget his name, but the guy from Ebb and Flow Moto, to raise my rear brake pedal a little bit more. That made that a lot easier. Still though, it is nice to have complete freedom with your feet. I feel this section feels more steep going down it than going up it for some reason. It's just like, oh, this is where I went up. And these, I forget what you call them, but these like, what do you call it? I don't know, these stone things. They always sketch me out because I feel like they're so slippery. In that sort of deceptive asphalt way. Not slippery like dirt, which is easier to handle. Definitely glad I got another one after having lost it. The Stark, I mean. This is definitely fun. At least as fun as the KTM for me. And like I said, way less maintenance and stuff like that. I'll definitely keep having. I'll keep both. I said it when I originally got the Stark, and like it's the same thing. Like, first of all, there are circumstances where the range is a problem, or I should say, range in combination with not being able to recharge, in 5 minutes wherever I go. So that's a real issue in some cases. And also, I don't want to stop. Like, I want to keep riding with an engine and a clutch to make sure that I don't regress skill-wise. Like, I want to remain proficient on both. But I think it's basically, I'm gonna try to use this 50% of the time, maybe even more. But like, the point being, I get more riding in with less bike maintenance and stuff like that. And I like that. I can't wait for there's like a lot of stuff going on with batteries, like in terms of significantly better batteries. Like the whole Donut Labs thing, we'll still see how that ends up, if it's real, if they're lying, whatever. But but aside from that, there's just a lot of other things as well. Like there's just multiple like real life batteries going into cars and stuff, with significantly higher density and significantly faster charging. Like new kinds of chemistries, not just like incremental small improvements. So I'm definitely looking forward to that coming to dirt bikes. But I decided that it doesn't make sense to wait for something to happen. It's totally good enough for most of my riding already. It's just definitely not there for all of the riding. So let me get the fun that it brings me, and lets me get more riding in with less maintenance, which is awesome. Instead of waiting for the perfect thing to come out. LOL. The right hand is also broken. And I'm pretty sure I didn't bang it, that's just from the vibrations. So I guess that's a downside here. I think, basically I think the answer, and I didn't drop the bike or anything like that either, so basically just riding around in bumpy terrain and the stock turn signals break. These are the US ones. The EU ones might be better because they're way smaller. These are just giant. I get the feeling that it really is just a way of making it be officially street legal, and it's not really something they're expecting people to use. That's kind of where I feel like the situation is. Or at least not on this one. Like if you get the SM and you're not going off-road, I guess you're not going to have the same kind of like bumpy riding going on. So it's not as much of a problem, but... And apparently I lost the left one somewhere on the trail, I guess. Which is not great. Okay, yeah. That's a decently steep uphill. But I compared that to doing the same thing on the KTM yesterday. I think I've adapted a little bit to just the different feel of I guess the rider triangle or whatever. That felt pretty much similarly good as... I mean, it's always awkward, like I'm not the expert exactly, so steep uphills always feel a little awkward. I'm trying to get better with body positioning in uphills, but that felt similar. So I think my early reaction there probably was just because I wasn't used to it yet. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. And Coyote, for good measure, since I did that with the KTM yesterday too. So definitely, the whole thing about like it feels light when you ride it is so true. Like I only had one experience on a two-stroke so far, but I think when people say it feels more like a two-stroke in that particular regard, I think that seems true to me. Of course, it is still another 10 pounds or something on the KTM, on the 500, when you're lifting it or something like that. Like, because it does have more weight, but definitely feels light. Much less rotational mass and all of that, yada yada. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, another uphill test on the Stark. Holy schmoly! Okay, that's the opposite of my first reaction. Like, that felt easier than it ever has felt before. Did I just go faster, maybe, and that's why? I don't know, let me try to go slower. See what it feels like then. Because I suspect I was just going faster. No, still easy. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I get it. I get that, like, you know, you have your super high precision power, you get exactly the amount of power that you want to, blah, 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 there's no stalling, blah, blah, blah. But, like, it's not like I have trouble picking a speed. I'm not sure why that particular uphill would feel so much easier. Maybe it's just that I've ridden a bunch since I last did this. Potentially, I don't know. Maybe that's it. I didn't do that on the KTM yesterday, so I almost want to try this one now. I've never done it because it just looks a little bit too gnarly. Middle wall. I don't know. Do I want to try it, especially solo? Half of me wants to do it. First time ever. What does it look like further up, closer to it? I think I'm actually being like, I think the Rower Flat 4x4 trail at Rower Flats is as steep as this in places. I think I'm actually totally fine doing it, but I'm just going to be conservative just cause. What the hell? I didn't anticipate that. Crawling upwards is certainly easy on this one. Alright, that'll be it for this time. As I'm editing this, I haven't looked at the footage yet, but hopefully I got it. I did go and do some riding on an MX track, and I got some signals on like battery range when I'm riding the way I'm riding on an MX track. So hopefully that's coming up, assuming the footage is what it's supposed to be. But for now, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.